Hello everyone, today we're going to be playing Slay the Spire. It's a different game, which I've been playing quite a bit of. I just got back from vacation, and I haven't really been doing much lately, but I wanted to, record some of this game and give it a go and see how it goes. So at the start of the game we get Burning Blood, which means at the end of combat we will heal 6 HP, which is pretty good. And this character is more about strength and like damage, pure damage. I've beat this game before with this character just off of like damage alone. So I think we're gonna go for the strength card. So usually my strategy will be to go for as many of these unknowns as possible, because they're like unknown events. Sometimes they're treasures, sometimes they're just random, they're just random events. So I usually try to go for as many of these as I can. So we're probably gonna do, so we're gonna take this route going up along here and through these rooms to the boss. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to give myself some strength, and then I'm gonna strike this guy twice, because he's not attacking me yet, but he's gonna give himself a buff. So I'm not gonna use any defense since I don't need to, since he's not attacking me. So what he's just done is that he's given himself 3 strength at the end of his turn, and he's attacking me for 6 damage. So I'm gonna defend and gain 5 blocks, so I can defend against I'll get 1 damage, but it's fine. And I'll bash him for 8 damage and apply 2 vulnerable, which will make him receive 50% more damage from attacks for 2 turns. So we mostly have defense, which is kind of unlucky, since I would like to take advantage of his weakness, but it's fine. And gives us a chance to block all of this attack. Alright, so now I'm going to bash him again and then kill him. So I get 19 gold. I guess this is kind of an interesting portion. And then we'll grab some. Yeah, this one seems good. So this is a random event, and it happened to be slimes, which is totally fine. You can deal with slimes. I'm not gonna use that. I'm just gonna finish this guy off first, and then defend a little bit. So I'm gonna do flexing, and I'm gonna deal some good damage to him, and we're gonna kill him. While I would like to choose this card, it's just not good enough, and also it costs 2 of my 3 energy for a turn, which I just don't think is worth it for 6 damage. I'm gonna go for Shrug It Off, because this just gives me 8 block, and I can draw a card, which is usually good. So I don't really need any healing or any cards removed from my deck. This will be good if you have a curse or something, but I don't have anything right now, so I don't need this guy. Alright, so the next event, I guess I will transform a card on my deck maybe. I'll transform one of my defends. So to change my defend into a war cry, which means I draw a card and I put a card from my hand on top of my draw pile. Which I guess if you don't have enough energy to play a card that you really want to, this would be good. Alright, this is the 3rd event, and I think I'm gonna grab this is a really bad curse. So I think that I'm just gonna get the max HP plus 5. That way I just have more beefiness. So I'm going to flex. I can play all 3 of these. I don't really need to play this one. I would like to not take any more damage. However, I think I'm just gonna have to deal with it. I think this is going to be a good card, especially for the weak, which will make enemies deal less damage to me. Alright, this guy's really annoying, because what he does is every time he attacks, he steals 15 of my gold, and if I leave him alive for too long, then eventually he'll escape with my gold. So I'm going to do that. Probably should have flexed first. I'm a bit of an idiot. I'll just do 2 strikes and a defend again. I would like to defend and play these 2, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this bash and put it on top. Actually, I think I'm going to do a clothesline. Alright, and now this guy's dead. So I got my gold back. While this card does seem pretty good, it is a power, which means that it happens every single turn. Then I'm going to end up losing a lot of HP just from this card alone. So I think I'm just going to go for Thunderclap since this is alright for 7 damage. However, the daze does become quite annoying. So here I don't actually feel the need to regain my hit points because I only I'm 9 down. This would heal for 25, which is just a bit overkill. So I think I'm going to upgrade Bash. That way I deal 10 damage and apply 3 vulnerable, which is really good. Alright, and in this treasure we get 74 gold, and at the start of your second turn gain 14 block. It's actually pretty good, especially with this character where we don't block that much, so just having passive block for us is pretty good. This, Pummel Strike, we regular defend. So we are weakened, which is totally okay, because we will be able to get rid of this guy. Although I do have 14, so I'll do the 9 damage and apply 2 weak to this man, because we're not going to take any damage from him anyways. So now it's just a quick death. This potion is kind of interesting because it lets us play the top 3 cards of our draw pile, and we don't know what cards that will be. I do like this card, especially for longer combats where it's quite necessary. So I'm gonna grab it. Alright, we're at a merchant now, and I will probably grab this. An artifact will negate the next debuff I get, so if any enemy tries to give me a debuff, then I will block it. Alright, and then I think I'm gonna grab this card, just because I like strength. So we're gonna upgrade another card. I think I'm going to upgrade Rampage, since an 8 increase rather than a 5 is quite significant, which means if I play this card and I play it again, that would be 24 damage in total. So I'm going to grab Inflame because strength doesn't actually go away or doesn't expire. So I just looked it up, and this card means 6 damage plus 2 additional for all cards in the deck. Cards continue to strike. I thought it was just in your hand, but it was in the deck. So that'd be 5 extra. 2 times 5, so that's 10. That would be 16 damage plus this one as well. So that would be 18 damage this card actually deals. We have full health. So he's going to try and defend. So I'm gonna grab some strength, and I'm going to deal 12 attack damage, and he's going to be vulnerable. So now he wants to attack for 32. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gain 8 block and draw a card. I'll gain a bit more block, and then I will do this one. Alright. This would have been good last turn, however it's okay. We're going to grab Flex, and then we are going to use a War Cry to draw a card, and put this one for next turn when he wants to attack. We'll attack him with this, and then we will attack him with this. So now he intends to attack, so we're going to gain some strength. So now we're at 7 strength gain. We're going to apply vulnerable to him, and then we are going to attack him for 19 damage. So this is 27 damage to him. And at the end of boss fight, you do heal to full health for the next act. So I am going to just tank this damage and just deal as much damage as I can. Okay. So we're going to gain some strength, deal 25 damage to him, deal another 18 damage, draw a card, and while this would be good, he has block, so I'm just gonna leave it for now. So now he intends to attack for 9. We can deal 31 damage to him. So we're gonna do some vulnerable first, and then we're gonna deal the damage to him through this, and another 13 to him. So now he's at 10 health remaining, and we can easily finish him off. Fantastic. So we get 97 gold and a rare or legendary card. So I think I'm gonna grab this card. It doesn't focus on block, and it deals damage to all enemies And also I do get health back, which is super important. So I'm gonna grab this. Alright, so we choose from one of 3 relics. I think I'm going to get this one because that means we start each, we have 4 energy instead of 3. And the 2 wounds shuffled into the drop pile really are not going to be that big of a deal. I don't think so. So I don't use potions that much anyways, so we're just going to grab this. So I have chosen the path we're going to go through. So let's start fighting. So we're going to play this Rampage. Then defend, and then Perfected Strike. So we don't need to defend anymore, so we're going to do this, apply some Vulnerable. We're going to strike him, and then we're going to deal 13 damage. So if he comes to attack, getting 3 strength. Fantastic. Apply 22 damage and apply 2 weak. Even better. 10 damage and a vulnerable. So we're going to flex, block, strength, and deal 19 damage. Now we can just finish him off. And we're gonna grab cleave just for the 11 damage to all enemies. It's always a good thing to have. Alright, next we're gonna go to merchant. So we're gonna grab the bronze scales, start each combat with 3 thorns, which is fantastic. So we're gonna gain 3 strength, 2 more strength right off the bat, and deal 22 damage to him. So now we're going to deal damage and apply vulnerable, and deal 37 more damage to him. He only has 4 health left, so 1 strike will kill him. I'm gonna grab Anger, since this card does duplicate itself, not permanently, but it duplicates itself whenever you play it, and it costs 0, which means that in longer combats, it will definitely you'll definitely be getting a lot of them, which is really good, especially for the 6 damage each of them does, I think. We only have 27 gold. However, the red mask, you get it at the end of combat, and it is a pretty good thing to have. And I do have a rest site directly after this, so I think I'm gonna go for it. Cool. So, red mask, at the start of combat, I apply 1 weak to all enemies, which is pretty good because that means if they want to attack at the very beginning, then they deal a lot less damage. So I think I'm going to add a second Perfected Strike, because this will just add to the amount of strike cards that there are in my deck, and as well it's upgraded, so you deal 3 additional for each one that's in there. So I'm going to grab another Inflame. So I would like to grab this Ritual Dagger, however it's kinda not worth it for the 6 HP that you lose. And I mean, it deals 15 damage, and if it's fatal, permanently increases card's damage by 3. 3 just isn't enough, and it's also an exhaust, so you can't use it multiple times. So I'm just gonna grab the 99 gold and leave. So return deal 3 damage to all enemies. That's actually really good. We're gonna use this one and then this one, because I don't really need the extra HP, and plus it exhausts, so it's not really worth it. So we're gonna get some strength, even more strength, make him vulnerable, and then attack him. So I'm gonna apply a weak to him. I'm also going to apply vulnerable to him. I should have flexed before. In fact, I'll do that now and just deal a little bit extra damage. Okay. So I'm going to grab the weakness one again for just even more strength. This is pretty good, especially with the card that we have, the one that gives us two wounds. I'm gonna grab this card just because it's so cheap and because strength affects it 3 times, which means that the 14 damage will be, especially with the amount of strength that we're getting, a lot more. So we're gonna grab this card and we'll still have enough for the medical kit. Okay, Bronze Automaton. So we're gonna do a Rampage, and then I'm going to do another Perfect Strike and a Strike. So these minions are actually kind of annoying since they steal your cards. So I do want to kill them as fast as possible. Yes, I'll do this one. Top 5, draw how. I'll do this one. Alright, deal 8 damage. And then we will deal an additional 32 damage. So he's taking my spot weakness card. When I kill him, I will get it back though. So it's not that bad, it's just really annoying. So I do get the card back. So if he intends to attack, gain 3 strength, which is good. And then we're going to use the vulnerable to him and then attack him for 15 damage each. So I'm going to do this one and this one, then this one. I probably should have done this one instead. However, it's totally fine. We'll get it back eventually. So we'll apply weak to him, deal 15 more damage, 25 more damage, 15 more damage. Alright, so he's gonna attack us for 38, which is a significant amount of damage. However, we will be able to survive. So we'll deal 18 damage, draw a card. And we'll deal 31 damage, and he's at 8 HP left. So this next turn, I should be able to destroy him. There we go. At the start of your turn, gain 2 strength, which means it's a power card, which means that every single turn I'm going to gain another 2 strength, which is just beautiful. I'm actually going to choose this one because this last Act 3 is quite a difficult one, and I will be healing at rest sites. So I'm not going to smith anymore, which means that I'll have 5 energy to use at the beginning of my turn, which is really nice. These guys are pretty annoying because you have to kill them all within 2 turns of each other. Because if you can see, lifelink, if other enemies are still alive, revives in 2 turns at 50% HP. So we do have to kill all of these in one go, basically, or within 2 turns. So he's gonna regrow next turn, which means that we have to kill this guy, and it's done. We can grab our strength back, and it's upgraded as well, so we're gonna do that. Okay. So I'm going to use Demon Form. At the beginning, it's really good. Essentially, we just gain two strength every single turn now, which is absolutely fantastic. Strength is going to add up quite quickly. So now it's our second turn, and we already have 11 strength, which is super cool. Navigating through the Beyond, you discover a glowing tesseract spinning and shifting gently in the air. We will grab this one because it costs 0 and it has potential to go something really good. Oh, this guy's super annoying. It's kind of interesting though. So you have to, the amount of damage you deal will decrease the amount of damage he's going to deal, and he dies in 5 turns, basically. So we just have to survive dealing as much damage as we can for 5 turns. So we're going to attack us for 3, which is totally fine. Getting some more strength. 40 damage, which already completely decreases the amount of damage he's going to deal to us. So we're going to deal 20 damage and apply 3 vulnerable. And then we're going to attack him for 27 more, which completely, again, decreases the amount. And we're going to apply 2 weak to him, just because. So he deals another 0, and he's gone. Spot weaknesses. Weakness. Again, not one of those. Fantastic. So we're just gonna go for the lead now instead of later Slow is pretty cool. So whenever I play a card, he receives 10% more attack damage from attacks this turn. We're going to deal 14 damage, more strength, and I guess that's kind of it. We don't really need much more. I feel like at the end of the 3-2-1, he's going to deal a ridiculous amount of damage to us. So I'm going to try to deal as much damage to him before he does that to us. So now he's going to deal 30. If that's all that it was, then that's not really too bad. And get rid of these. Need some more block. 48 damage. Was that 48? I didn't actually see that probably. So 25 damage to us. Oh, it goes up more. Okay, that's actually might be bad. Do 127 damage. Okay, 29 more damage and another 27 damage, and he's gone. Alright, apply 1 vulnerable to all enemies. We're just gonna grab the strength. So I don't really see many other cards which I deem worthy to spend money on, so I'm just not gonna grab any. Every 10th attack you play deals double damage. So we're gonna grab the heavy blade again. I don't want to fight, so we're just gonna grab the dope. Because we already have another fight ahead of us. Alright, let's heal up and attack this boss. We will deal a whole bunch of damage to him, this guy. Let's see what we get. Gain 6 block. Sure. I really want strength. So I'm just gonna grab strength at the very beginning. And ritual gain strength at the end of your turn. So we'll grab that as well. I'm just gonna play this one. And then next turn. I mean, we can just do all of these on one dude. So let's do that. Bam. 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 And bam. We'll grab another card. We'll do this one. We will be able to do that, and then get some more strength. Deal 66 damage twice. Gain block. So we got some strength. We really need to kill him, like now. Because if he attacks us, then we're gonna lose. I don't think I have. Ooh, 34 and 30. We can kill him. Boom. Boom. And he's gone. Let's go. Thump, thump, thump. A deep pulsing dread can be felt throughout the room. Is this the heart of the spire? The source of this evil? Ready your blade and attack it. Bam, bam, bam. 671 damage. The heart squirms and bleeds, but is ultimately still pounding. Are your mightiest attacks not enough? You ask yourself, have I been here before? You feel like you've dealt a total of 1,404 damage to the heart. A total of 14,636,643,707 damage has been dealt by all who've challenged it. The heart pulsates louder and louder as your consciousness invades, and we go back to beginning.